Morning, everybody. It's day 4 of consciousness, life, and the universe. And today we're talking about sourcing your miraculous life. So let me just say first that I live an absolutely miraculous life in every way. I have to say, it's really, to me, I'm blessed, I'm charmed, I'm sourcing it, I'm loving it, I'm alive, I'm fit, I'm well, I have a great relationship, I love what I do, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, one could say I'm blessed and charmed, but that sounds like it's something outside of myself that's doing it. And actually, there's some truth in that, but actually, I think that it's primarily due to a few things. One, as I was growing up, my dad always said to me, everything always turns out perfect. And I kind of grew up with that kind of mantra, I guess you could say. And it sure has worked for me. So it let me glide through some of the tough times, because I have had tough times as well, just like everybody else, especially in my earlier years. But it let me glide through them with a kind of understanding that it was going to be all right. And then as I went into the last 25, 30 years into the work that I've been doing, the transformational, transcendent work, etc., I discovered more than that you can source your own miraculous life. And so let's talk about how one does that. And I'm sure there are a myriad of ways, by the way. So anything I say is just a way. And you want to find what's your perfect, brilliant, unique way to source your miraculous life. But let's play with it. Okay, first of all, what do you believe about life? Well, I love being alive. I love life. I'm in love with the earth, the wonder of the universe, the miraculousness of our bodies, of the oceans, of the trees and nature and the cosmos. I'm just in awe and wonder all the time. So it's a belief, but it's also an experience that I have, and I run that experience through my body all the time. And I repeat it to myself a lot, not like I'm trying to convince myself, but more like keeping myself in that vibe. So no matter what's happened, I'm like, oh, I love my life. And then second, no matter what happens, I look very quickly for the greater purpose and the greater work of whatever that is. So in yesterday's video, I was talking about how the day before I felt this bug land in my lungs, and then I had this thing in my throat where I was swallowing. I could feel the big lump, and that means you're about to start getting a cold. And I was talking in yesterday's video about how I worked that. And I woke up this morning, completely gone. No runny noses, no coughing, no nothing. I feel fabulous. I felt fabulous through the whole thing. And it was because I embraced it. I loved it. I high vibed it. I ecstaticized it. I took it to its nth degree, and I asked, what are you for? And it was for me to work more and more in the miraculous and put myself more and more in this new highest vibe that's coming through right now. In our network, I asked if anybody else in the last month or two had been experiencing a higher vibrational frequency than normal, and almost all of them put up their hands. So I think that's where the miraculous exists, in this very high vibe frequency. And if you want to get to that, what you want to do is just be wildly, wondrously in awe of life. It's an ecstatic experience, you could say. I can help the smile coming on my face and the rising, the elevating of us into a very high vibe frequency where you're still here. It's not like going out to high vibe. You're right here. You're present. You're in love with life. You're breathing it in, breathing in the wonder, breathing in the life force, all of that. But you're existing in a high vibe frequency where everything comes gracious and easy and powerful and brilliant. And then you find the greater work of it, and you do the greater work of it. And for me, the greater work was to explore the miraculous more, to work in the high vibe frequency more. So every time I'd swallow yesterday, I'd feel this, I would go, "Wah," like that. And you can take that in any circumstance in your life. So I think one of the worst things that happens with people is they get in self-judgment, self-assessment, related to the past, bring all the past into the present with them, and then it confuses everything. So I'm going to recommend something. You can try it out, see if it works for you. No matter what's happening to you, watch yourself go into judgment and assessment of it. Like, suppose you broke your leg. Okay, so for sure you're probably gonna go, no, oh damn, this hurts, this is wrong, why did I do this, what's wrong with me, what is this bringing up about the past, what issues do I need to resolve, what blocks, am I afraid of stepping forward? That's all the stuff that would normally come up for people. That's not where I would source a miraculous outcome from. I would source a miraculous outcome from, okay, miraculous body, what are you pointing me towards? What's the bigger work for the world first? The first world and universe first, always first, do the big work first. Then come back to yourself and see if there's anything to be done. And then you get in a space of non-judgment, non-assessment. Do not link it to the past. Stay right in the present moment, because that's where the miraculous is. The miraculous isn't in the past, it's in the present. It's in the now. And you want to be with it in a clear space and a clear high vibe space. So if you're in judgment and assessment, the first thing that does is boom, it drops your energy and you go down. So you can't do that no matter what's going on in your life. So let's say you're having a concern about money, abundance, okay? So the first thing everybody does is go, what's wrong with me? What issues do I have? Why am I not making enough money? You see, again, judgments, perceptions hooked to the past. Now, if instead, if that happened to me and the income slowed down for a little bit, which it does occasionally, because my income kind of goes like the beautiful ocean waves. It comes in good, it goes quiet, it comes in good, it goes quiet. To some degree, I think I'm sourcing that. But, you know, I ride those waves easily now with grace. So first, if that happens for me around money, I accept that I'm in a wave and I ride it. But I also, if I feel like it's the right thing to do, and you can feel it, then I will like, okay, universe, okay, wonderful beings on the planet, if anything I am offering is good for you, come find me, this is who I am, and I'm putting it out in the matrix, the field, the quantum field, the consciousness, and I'm, you know, sourcing everything to come towards me in perfect moment. And I have not in the past 24 years had a single month where we weren't okay, where everything didn't work brilliantly. So, you know, play with it in that place. Okay, now let's take this bigger. So there I was talking about specific instances. Overall, to source a miraculous life, you want to be the source of your life. You are the one. You are never out of power. You are never out of sourcing. You are the universe in gorgeous, unfolding, brilliant, magnificent becoming. And you are the source of that in your own life. So if by any chance, like let's say you're feeling unwell and you're too tired to do anything about it, then find some buddies who will help you with it. And not from a healing perspective, but from an uplifting and elevating, a higher, greater purpose perspective. Because sometimes when people are doing healing stuff with you, there's some judgment. They're trying to fix something, and actually there's nothing to be fixed. You are a perfection unfolding in the universe, sourcing amazing, beautiful, brilliant new outcomes for us all. And when you know that and you live as that, it's a completely different way of walking in your life. And then you begin to source your abundance, to source your well-being, to source the circumstances, to source your relationships, etc., etc. And you are the source of that, and you are never out of the power of the source of that. Do you get it? So let's just play with that, shall we? I'll walk you through how I would do that. Okay. Take a deep breath. Think of something you love. Let it lift you up. Let it elevate you. Let it open the deep core. Let it rush through you. And there you are. You are the universe in brilliant, beautiful motion to source miraculous outcomes for us all. And you call the miraculous into the universe, through the world, through the oceans, through nature, through the earth, through all the living beings upon the earth. You gift it to the world first, and then you let it run through your own self, your own life, and you burst it into the field around you. And whatever you want to become, you are kindness walking, you are caring, you are connection, you are life, you are love, you are whatever is yours, you become the field of that walking, and you are sourcing that in the world, not just for the people around you and the homes you're in, etc., but for the whole planet. And you walk as that. It's a different way of walking. And when you do that, the universe kicks in for you. It brings you synergy, it brings you magic, it brings you opportunity, it brings you life force energy, it brings you vitality and well-being, because you're up to something big, and it goes, yay, okay, great, we're partnering, here you go, have some of this. And it sends amazing, brilliant ideas and innovations and imaginations and abundance and energy your way. And it is like you become the universe sourcing ever more wonder for us all. And for me, that's the key to sourcing my own miraculous life, is to hold it that way. And let me just say one last thing. If, by the way, you're troubled by the state of the world today, or you're troubled by something that's happening in your life, the best thing you can do is to let go of being troubled. Because the actual state and energy state of being troubled creates more troubleness in the world. It drops the vibrational frequency of the whole collective. But it doesn't mean you can't do something about it. You want to find why it matters to you so much. You want to find the passion underneath it. And then what you want to do is you want to offer something to the world about that. You want to be in action, do something, even if it's just energetic, even if it's just sending love, or if it's being in action in some way that uplifts and elevates the world. And that's how I do it, because yes, like everybody else, I've had concerns about the governments and the wars and the things that are happening. But while I was in that space, I was ineffective in being able to do anything about it. So what you want to do, you want to come to the space where you are the source of the universe. And then from that high vibe, elevated space, here, present, in the now, you're working with the matrix, the reality of the world, the consciousness of the planet, the life thriving upon it. And you are able to elevate it and gift it what is your mastery, your gift, your genius, to gift it. And then you feel very different, because otherwise you feel powerless, like all this stuff is happening and you feel powerless. I don't feel powerless. I know there is always something amazingly innovative I can do in consciousness that can help the whole world to move through something, to help the whole world to come to its next level more graciously, etc., etc. So you want to stand in that elevational, high vibe, super present, super alive place, and be the source of the universe, powering magnificence for us all. And as a result, you will live a brilliant, genius, miraculous, high vibe life. Okay, that's it for day 4, everybody. I'm loving doing this series with you. I hope you're enjoying it. And have a magical, magical day, everybody. Lots of love. Bye.